focused, unpurpose driven, if that's a word, man. She said, I couldn't agree more. I said, so that's number one. I said, number two, people are only as faithful as their options. I said, do you understand what I mean by that? She said, not really. I said, it's one thing to say you're faithful and you don't have a lot going for you. If you don't have a lot going for you, then you probably don't have a lot of people interested in you. Maybe your career's not going great. Maybe you're not, physically attractive to most people. I don't know what the case may be, but if you don't have a lot going for you, you're not going to have a lot of options. And so it's easy to be faithful when no one wants you. I said to her, but when you've got a lot going for you and you have more options, it takes more discipline and it takes a greater ability to be healed, to remain and be faithful. I said, the tragedy of your situation is that he had no job, no purpose, and he still wasn't faithful. So not only did he not have options and wasn't faithful, just imagine how he would have acted if he had money, a career, and more options. She just laughed and just shook her head and said, Doc, you're going hard on me. I said, no, I'm not. I said, because a lot of people, men and women, make this same mistake. And I said, I don't know what caused you to stay other than love, but I'm telling you, it was more attachment than love, because he had no options, because he had no purpose. So, but here's the third thing I want you to remember about faithfulness. And this is important. People are as faithful to the extent that they are whole. So to the extent that people are whole will be the extent to which they are faithful. If people are not whole mentally, emotionally, spiritually, even physically, people have sexual addictions through, normal circumstances, through pornography, all types of different things. If they're not whole physically, they'll try to meet those needs through other people. Sometimes when people are not whole financially, when they're struggling financially, men, when they have a lot of resources, will think that the world opens to them so they can be with who they want to on demand. Women, a lot of times, whether they have a lot of money or sometimes, especially if they don't have a lot of money or resources, will oftentimes settle for the man who has more resources, or leave a man for another man who has more resources. I'm telling you, not just men cheat, women cheat too. But when we're not whole, when we don't check that mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, and financial box, that can come back to bite us, because we won't have a clear understanding of what faithfulness is, because our perspective of being healed is broken. I said, so remember those things about faithfulness. Now, if you're whole, then we eliminate the other things. A person who shows up in a space whole could care less about options. A person who shows up in a space whole could care less about their mind occasionally wandering off on other things, because they're going to be locked on their purpose. And so I want to challenge you to remember, you should never take somebody cheating on you personal, because it's always an indication that they're not only that they're not faithful, but it's also an indication that they don't understand the value of being healed and being whole. I hope this made sense. If it did, type church in the comments with 3 R's.